welcome to RDR in Arizona. So I want to personally thank ArmorCore, who's out in Texas, for sending this panel right here to us that we can shoot and we can test. It is a fiberglass panel that is bullet resistant. And what we're going to do today is we're going to shoot all these different types of calibers right here and testing this panel. I believe this panel is rated for up to a 44 Magnum. Now we do have calibers here that are bigger than that, but we want to show you all the way from a 22 all the way up from a 308 to a hollow point slug. And Ira's going to tell you about the different type of calibers we have. Even if they're the same caliber, like the 9mm, there's different types of 9mm that we have.
Okay, so we'll go from here. We got the 22 here, 40 grain. So basically, if you look at it, it's the size of it. Okay, it's not that big. All right, then we'll go next to the 9mm or 380. I'm sorry, the auto 95 grain. Okay, just a little bit bigger. As we go along, we're gonna get a little bit bigger now. So the 9mm is the 115 grain by Winchester, full metal jacket. Then we'll go 147 9mm Luger from Winchester. Okay, these are JHPs. So now we're going into the Hydro Shock, which is the big boy, 150 grain 9mm, made by Federal Premium. Then we'll go up to the Winchester 140 180 grain. So if you can see here, majority of these are hollow points as they've gone up. I just want to test and see how they'll fare out with this plate.
And then we're going to go into our rifles now. The 5.56 NATO, which is your 5.56 NATO's right here, and then we also have a 5.56 armor piercing round, and this is from American Eagle, I believe. And then after this, we're going to move into our 308. That is your 7.62 by 51, and I'm not sure right now exactly what the grains are on this. But then after the 308, we're going to move into the Winchester Super X 1 ounce slugs. We're going to shoot all of these, and again, this panel right here is bullet resistant up to a 44 Magnum, I believe. This fiberglass panel is compressed, you can see, and it is made for any type of storm disaster, and it is also bullet resistant and breach resistant. So we're going to test that out, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.
First thing that we want to talk about is safety. Safety is paramount with us at all time, whatever we do. Always have some kind of ear protection, which we have here, Josh and I. And then eye protection, of course, always good to have that. Weapons should be pointed away from individuals, never pointing at anybody at all. You should treat every weapon as if it's loaded. Okay, never point at your weapon until you intend to fire. Keep your fingers straightened off the trigger until you intend to fire. And keep your weapon on safe until you intend to fire. These are the things that we talk about and we emphasize in the Marine Corps all the time. Okay, whatever we do, the activity, whether it be fun or serious shooting, a competition, you always have to have safety. So safety is paramount, so we have that here. So we'll be practicing that as you see us through the video.
All right, we're going to move into 22 out of this Savage Mark II long rifle. It is 40 grains, and just so everyone knows, we do have this panel at an angle aiming down just in case for any type of ricochet.
We'll be firing at 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet. So
we are off safe. We are alive. This is a 22. All right, I'm clear. All right, so this is your 22 against the fiberglass panel. You can see it did a little damage right here. You can see how it was woven together and how it's been compressed. But if we were to take this out, you have a little bit of a bulge right here. But other than that, this is going to stop that. Now that is a 22. If it was at a 22 pistol, I'd have a little less velocity and probably a little less bulge. But since that is a long rifle, it is going at a faster pace. So that's probably why there is a little bit of a bulge. But you can see that this stopped this like it was nothing. All right, so Ira has a 380 over here. He has a 95 grain Winchester. So he's gonna shoot this at the fiberglass panel.
Okay, it's the MMP bodyguard. So same thing. Okay, safety off. Okay, just make sure take good way on them shots.
There you go. All right. Clear?
Clear.
Okay, cool. So here you go. You can see your 380. You can actually see the jacket itself. It's actually still hot. I think it actually did a little less damage than the 22, surprisingly, and I believe that's just because the 22 is going at a little bit of a faster pace. So you have a slight bulge here, but the 22 has a bigger bulge. But you can see the jacket itself, how it's stuck in between the woven fiberglass here. Yeah, it's stuck in between that.
Yeah, you don't want to take this.
Yeah, let's just.
See it?
Oh, there you go.
Got it out.
Here's your 380. You see it only captured about half of it. So maybe the other half, I don't know where it would have went, but there's half of your 380.
And as you can see, we shot it at different spots, not at the same spot, to see how it holds. So it held pretty good. So it's withstanding right now. All right, now I'm gonna take my Glock 17 here, Gen 4. Okay, I will fire the 115 full metal jacket by Winchester. We'll see what happens to the plating itself. So we're hot. Taking one good shot. Clear.
All right, let's take out this panel and see what it did. So you have a pretty big bulge here, but I believe it's only because we hit around the same area twice. There's a little hole there, but you can see here, nothing came out on the backside. So this fiberglass is holding up pretty well and how it's woven and compressed, but it's just a little bit of a bulge. But other than that, I took that round like it was nothing. So we're gonna move on to a different type of grain of a 9mm.
And we're shooting at the same spot every time, so to see if it's gonna have a kink or a crack or armor. Okay, now we're gonna fire with the 147 grain. This is the JHP, okay, by Winchester. It's a little bit hotter grain, so more punch. Hopefully we'll see if we can penetrate. We'll see. Round in the chamber. Clear.
All right, so this one hit a little low, but that's good because around your corner should actually be one of your weakest spots. Let's take this out. So you can actually see, here it is actually, it's really hot still.
No, that's a good one. That is a good one.
So there is your entire 9mm right there. So you can see how it is woven in between, how it took out only a couple pieces of the fiberglass. So it hit here, backside, just a little bulge, and it hit on one of its weakest points and still didn't go through, and that is a higher grain. So I hope that's a good example for you guys right there.
That is your 147. All right, so the last one with the 9mm will be the 150 Hydro Shock by Federal Premium. This is the, we'll see what it does, okay?
Good shot.
Clear.
All right, so this one hit in between the middle and the bottom, right here.
Yeah.
You can see it's bulged, it's still hot. Take this panel out. You can see the different type of bulging it's causing coming out towards us, and a bulge on the on the backside, but yet still nothing is happening to this panel. Again, this is supposed to stop up to a 44 Magnum, I believe, and it's doing that exact job just as advertised.
All right, now we're gonna do the 40. Okay, it's the 180 Jagged Hollow Point by Winchester. Okay, we're firing it from his Smith & Wesson. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. We're going up in grain now.
Good shot.
Clear.
All right. So we hit to the left of the center. And again, this is a bigger bullet. I believe I can actually feel it still right here. Pull this up. It's a pretty good hole. You can actually see some of, I hope you guys can see it. You can see some of the actual jacket in there, but nothing on the back side. But that is a pretty good, decent hole, but that's going to stop anything from a pistol.
And even though we don't have a 45 or 357, I think this will hold up to that. It took the 40, it took the higher grade 9 mils, especially the Hydro Shock by Federal Premium, which is the 150 grain, and those things will penetrate. Yeah, it'll hold the calibers. Now we're going to go right into the rifles, the higher caliber, and we'll see what it does and how well it holds up. Josh is going to be firing those.
All right, here's your 5.56. These are both, I believe, 62 grain, which is a pretty high for the 5.56 NATO. Usually they're around 40 grain, but we'll be shooting at this AR-15, and I believe it'll go through. First round's going to be your basic 5.56. Second round's going to be your green tip armor piercing. All right, we're hot. And here's your armor piercing.
Yeah, we'll straight do that.
Yes, sir. So here's your 5.56. Right here was your first shot. You can see on the back side, it ripped through. You can also see what it does to the clay. I believe this is more because of the armor piercing. Armor piercing came in here. See how small that hole is? Because it's going at a pretty high rate of velocity, right. And then you're gonna go on the back side, has a little bit of bigger hole, but still small, but you can see what the velocity does when it impacts something. You can see just that by the clay on the back side completely exploded. So now we're gonna move on to the 308, which is just gonna be fun to shoot at this. All right, so this is my M1A SOCOM 16 that I just got. We'll be shooting the 308. It should obliterate this panel, this fiberglass panel. You should also see something happen with the clay on the back side. All right. We're clear?
Clear. We're on the fire line.
So, I shot bottom side because of the clay to show you the difference. Here's your 308. Back side, you see it's a bigger hole than the 5.56 only because it's a bigger round going at a higher rate of speed. But then you can see what happened to the clay. This was completely a square and it's blown to pieces now. So now what we're going to do for the last gun we're going to move on to is going to be my Mossberg 500 ATI Scorpion. We're going to shoot a hollow point at it. All right, again, so this is my Mossberg 500 ATI Scorpion pump action 12 gauge. I got a Winchester Super X hollow point, 1 ounce slug. So we're going to be shooting at this target, and I expect it to hit it pretty hard. It should go through. Here's the hollow point.
Yeah, there was no ricochet on that, buddy, because it took it all out. I knew it was going to do that.
There you go.
Okay, there's nothing left of the panel itself. It went flying behind us. It blew the doors off of it.
Yep.
This is where it entered. And
That's where it left.
well, it didn't penetrate.
It didn't, huh?
No, negative.
Well, then let's
it did not penetrate at all. It went straight through that way.
Let's rip this bad boy apart. Well, it's somewhere in there. I don't know if I can. I doubt I'm gonna be able to get to it. But let's see if we can. Man, this is so compressed. I don't think I can rip this apart. No, there's no way. But you can see exactly what happened when we shot that 1 ounce rifled slug hollow point. It blew it apart. It could have exited because there's still a hole right here, which is probably why we can't find it. But this panel from ArmorCore, which again, I thank you for sending this to us for us to test. it held up just as advertised all the way up to a 44 Magnum. Again, when we get into the higher calibers, of course it's going to go through. That was just to give you guys, to show you the difference between them. But this is a great product from ArmorCore that if you guys want to test something or buy something for a company, a business, to hold up to a 44 Magnum, this would be something that you should buy. It's a great product. You can see how well it held up all the way up to for all our pistols and different types of calibers that we had. Again, I can't thank ArmorCore enough for sending this to us. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to hit that like button and subscribe to us. Again, our channel is RDR, which means rounds down range. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys like the product. We'll have definitely more coming out like this soon.